Okay, this update here. I added something new to the tank. I want to try. I want to try Eleocharis acicularis mini for a carpet right here. So I needed and plus the blood vomits. I'm tired of these guys getting uprooted. So I got some Tropica powder type soil, and you can see how small it is. See, here's the soil I had in here. This is my contra soil that I had, and I was using contra soil. I had normal in the back and fine in the front before, but now this is mixed. A lot of this is just normal, and normal size is kind of big. It's not as big as fluval stratum, but this is normal and fine mixed. This is Tropica powder type. So see the difference in grain size, but you can see a clear color difference. The Tropica powder type is more black, and the contra soil is more kind of gray, brownish gray. So now you can actually see the difference in the color with the rocks. But what I did was last night, a few hours ago, I took my siphon hose, just the hose itself without the pipe, and I siphoned out like a pretty good layer of it all the way back through the middle and over here pretty deep where I want the blood vomits. And I just uprooted all those guys and let them float while I did this, and just poured in the Tropica powder type soil. So and then I, just to kind of make it even, I kind of went across and dropped a little bit in these corners here, and then I took my finger and sort of brushed it off of the plants. There's still, you can see a little bit of it on some of the leaves of some plants, but I tried to get it mainly off of the buces and stuff, the sensitive plants. So that way when I try the mini dwarf hairgrass, it'll possibly not get hopefully not get uprooted much by these guys, and hopefully the blood vomits don't get uprooted so bad by these guys. You can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 blood vomits there, but really one could be split in two, and one could be probably split into maybe 5. But I haven't been splitting them a lot lately because these guys uproot them sometimes. So you can see some of the regular soil back there. You can see the color difference a little bit, but that was just I know I just started this video just directly in a sentence, but that's what's going on in here. And I had massively trimmed the Rotalas down, the Rotala mix, and you know, planted tanks are kind of about illusion. Right here it looks like a nice little bush right there, but really those are just a few in the front. You can see it's just a few sticking up right here that I plugged in the tops, and all behind it is like mowed flat. So those guys are just starting to grow back, and it'll take them maybe 3 weeks to start getting color and stuff back. So I trimmed the Hatanias down. I don't like trimming them because they're, I don't know, they're real pretty. I hate whacking the tops off of them. Like there's a top there sticking out on the left, a couple of tops, but then some of these, it's hard to tell unless you're up close that they've been whacked off. But this Rotala Singapore, those 5 or 6 stems that I planted, they've made a big giant bush now here, and I will probably kind of chop the good tops off of those guys and maybe set them right here by the wood so that it does look like one nice, you know, patch right here of these guys growing, of the Rotalas, while the back fills in. And a couple of half dead looking stringy stems of stargrass that I had in my 38 gallon I had put in here, and they're coming along nicely. They got soil on them too, but you can see them right here. They kind of look like Rotala greens, but they're bigger. But yeah, these guys, they're real pretty. I didn't really have like a place for them my last scape, so I had taken them out and I put them in my low tech, and in my low tech they grow tall, straight, and stringy, but in here they grow real fat. So there's two really nice stems, well, maybe three. There's one right there, so I can kind of incorporate them somewhere in here. For right now, I just leave them there. And the arcuatas in the left corner, those couple stems, I knocked those down and replanted those with them. So I guess I still need to kind of knock the soil dust off of some of these guys. Hopefully they don't get algae, but maybe they won't. They usually don't. I don't kick up soil a lot in this tank, but when I do, it usually doesn't really cause a big scene in here. A little bit of aqua soil dust on the Crypt lutea that I'd put in here too. The lutea is starting to grow in, and it's getting you can see it's starting to get some orange in the leaves. This dark green leaf here, that's a Crypt from underneath there that's growing. So, and also right here, this plant, hard to see, but this is a alternanthera, but it's not a reinecke, it's like a ossipus. I don't know how you say that. Here's another one, but it doesn't look so hot. And here's some more of them over here. They don't look so hot either. I've been trying to let these guys grow for a little while. There's one with the pink top. I've been trying to let these dudes grow for a while, and then I'll just completely hack them to the ground and then let them grow back. That's what I did with these Sophias back here. You can see these little pink Sophias. I just stumped them all the way to the ground, and they came back eventually. Same thing with like this Pantanal here. That's another one that I had just stumped completely. So these Pantanals here, I knocked this one down here, here, and here. I planted the tops here. Of course, the tops aren't going to grow nice. When you replant the tops on Pantanals, or when I do, they grow in like crap for a little while. Then I let them grow, and then when they're good and rooted, I just knock all of them down across, and then they grow back. So these guys back here have been doing surprisingly good now. They are these are Ludwigia inclinatas, and they didn't do so hot for me before. They're doing okay in here. They're just growing super slow, but that's everything in this tank here. The Sophias. And these guys, I just took a little risk on these guys. One of my favorite plants. And when there's a couple real nice ones right there. When I let these guys grow a lot, these Rotala Pearl Type 2, Pearl Mini Type 2, when I let them grow a lot, the bottoms get really bad. So I hacked them all down across here, and then I took the tops and replanted them behind. And just like the other ones that I mentioned, when I if I let them keep growing, they get nice tops, but the bottoms look really bad. So then when I try to trim them down across, I end up with the bottoms are no good. They don't grow back. So this time I hacked them across, replanted the tops, but the tops that I replanted are probably going to wilt and not grow very well for a while. Replanting tops of these doesn't do very well. They're Macandra Pearl Mini Type 2s, but the regular Macandra Reds, like this one right here, and that one growing all weird right there, those guys, I can clip off the top and just plug it in somewhere and it grows fine. So they're not that sensitive. But so for me, I guess my most sensitive plants are Ludwigia inclinatas, Ludwigia pentanols. Well, the Ludwigia white there goes without saying. That's the same little one piece of Ludwigia white that I've had in here. It's finally starting to grow, and it might get messed up just because I messed with the soil around it right there. I did have some Ludwigia senegalensis, but they were back here, and you can see a couple little really bad stems back here. Look like popcorn back there. Those were really nice plants, but once I move those or mess with them, that's usually it for them too. So anyways, added some Tropica powder type to the tank, and I wanted to show the difference in the color between the blacker of that versus, it almost looks like black sand, versus the grayish of the contrasoil. And the contrasoil shows more purple with my tank when I take pictures, but this Tropica powder type aqua soil doesn't really reflect the purple that much. So that's it. That's my update.